Hi, Sunayana. Hi, Sunayana, ma'am.
You're on mute.
Hi. Hi, good afternoon.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. When will start baking?
I am all ready to start as soon as Ekta ma'am tells me. when
We are
to
waiting for
start.
Purna auntie, Annapurna auntie. I'll just call her, okay?
So, in the meantime, you all would like to tell me what you like to bake, what you have been baking. Let's have a chat. I would love to know what you all like to do. Anita, you want to share something, or Pratibha, anyone?
Yes. I'm gonna make a cake because it's my favorite cake. Cashew cake. I like a cake, that's why.
Sorry,
I also have a
which?
cashew nut evening.
Okay, which cake? Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Cashew nut cake.
Cashew nut cake.
It's
Oh.
my favorite.
Oh, nice. Even I love cashews, and I think we are going to bake a carrot
Yeah.
cashew cake only today.
Yeah.
So let's see. Hope
I
you like
also
it.
have.
I like to bake.
Yeah. I also have a cashew in the evening.
Every day you eat cashews in the evening?
Yes.
Even I eat cashews every day. Yes, Pratibha, you would like to tell us?
I like today carrot cake, brownie, cashew, carrot and cashew cake. Then I like to make brownie. Then I like to make
That red velvet cake you made, no? Pratibha that day.
then we will
Wow.
cake. I cookies. I like to make all things.
Sorry, my
Awesome.
network. I was not able to join in laptop, joining in phone.
No problem, Purna ji. Sunayana is here.
Hello, ma'am.
Start. Hi. Welcome. We'll start. We'll start with 3 ohms. Come, Archana. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hi, good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, everybody. So,
Hi, Annapurna auntie.
hi, how are you?
I never missing you so much.
Oh, what can I do now? So, what are we going to have today?
Today, over there in the cafe, no. NACALS today we play the item and all today.
Oh,
Purna ji.
nice. Yes.
Sunayana was actually asking about how you all got connected. So you can also tell her quickly about this cafe that she's talking about.
We are parents of special needs children, and all this was through words, like people who know. We all joined, and it is all parts of India, and some are who are Indians staying abroad. Few of them are also being a part of this organization called Nischinta. We are family of adults with all disabilities. Our main focus is what after us. What after us, and these children should be taken care of, and not only taken care of, they have to be with us. And when we are together, we form a group of 100 children, and it's a nice community. And children, we stay there only. We have a house there. Side to that, we have a training center, vocational center, placement, and things like that. So this is our small project. We are just starting. It's a 7-year-old. But for past 15 days, last year, Pratibha started staying there. From then, about 12 parents are here almost a year. few more will be, we all will be joining in a couple of months. Yeah. And we are 100 families. Yeah, not only that, what we thought was being a parent, we also need to get trained in the baking and other activities, cooking and all this. So we can do our whatever products and cooking, and we can teach our own children in the bakery there. So most of us are parents, all of us are parents joining with our children for your classes. So we really thank Ekta for arranging. So Ekta came like God for us, and she's been arranging all your sessions.
No, it's all thanks to God. And we are thankful for the opportunity, right?
Yes, yes, we
Yes,
are. And
God, that's how we all meet. It is God's given thing. That's how we all meet. It says that
no, I'm
He has
very
planned.
glad that Ekta has invited me, and I'm very happy to meet you all. It's a great opportunity for me to, in fact, interact with you. And I thank Ekta and Annapurna ji and everyone for joining in today. Thank you. So, shall we start? I have
Yeah.
joined in. Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't know, before we start, I'll just tell you quickly about myself, probably so that you'll know me better. Cooking and baking have been probably my passion since I was a kid. I started baking when I was in 4th standard. And since then, yes, no, my journey has been going on. I was a banker for 7-8 years. And my baking journey took a turn when I became a full-time mom. I have 2 boys, and we are a family of 4. So slowly then we are a foodie family. So we started understanding that, along with the health, we have to, we cannot compromise on the taste too. So I started experimenting in the kitchen. So there were a lot of failed experiments, unsuccessful ones, but with every experiment, there was a new learning. And so here I am today. Probably this journey, the learning journey goes on, but whatever I've learned till date, I would like to share one of those recipes with you. What we are doing today is a carrot cashew cake. And since I have been a part of the group for last 2 days, and I think that you already are experts in baking, I would just share a few more things on baking. And we are doing a a non-grain cake today, a gluten-free cake. That's a sorghum carrot cashew cake. So sorghum, which we call in India, is probably jwar. We all know the flour. And when it comes to baking a gluten-free cake, a little bit changes come in. Probably the moisture part of the cake changes, like how much moisture we are adding to the cake, and how we and now another thing is, here we are doing a carrot cashew cake. Now, so the carrot again has its own moisture. So that again will change our part of baking, as in how we are going to add the ingredients, how much liquid we are going to add in. So as we go on step by step, I'll be telling you. You all will be baking along with me. So yes, okay, great. So I'll just change that. You have all the ingredients ready with you?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll just share the ingredients that we have. I have this sorghum flour here. Shall I pin my video so that it just gets easier? I don't know who can do it for me. I'm not very tech savvy on this front. Anyone can pin my video, or I can pin it.
Just double tap it.
Yeah, got it. Okay. So I have here sorghum flour with me. Now the sorghum flour, I'll give you a little bit idea on sorghum flour, why we are baking with sorghum flour, because sorghum flour is very versatile, and it is a little closer to the whole wheat flour, which we might generally do baking in, as in healthy bakes when we call it. So sorghum flour has its own, non-assertive, as vanilla scented flavor. As in, you cannot really make out, but it will have a little flavor of its own. And because it is very high in protein, so when you're adding it to your baked goods, it gives a nice crumb to our cakes or cookies. Also, it has fiber. It is low in GI, so it is very good for health too. It helps in your heart diseases. It gives you a good digestive system. So all in all, when you're baking with sorghum flour, the health part also goes in, and it is good for baking also. So it's a win-win situation on both the ends. Okay, so I have taken here 1 cup of sorghum flour. Then comes in the milk powder. This is basically dehydrated milk in the crystallized form, milk powder. Then I have grated carrot. The quantity I have already mentioned, and I will again mention it once we start baking. And I have this roasted cashews with me, pieces of roasted cashews. Then we have cinnamon powder, nutmeg powder, dry ginger, then baking powder, baking soda. I have vanilla essence, then vegetable oil. So here, one more thing. Now we are baking here with vegetable oil and not butter, because vegetable oil will not add any flavor or anything to it, and it will keep the cake also more moist. So that's why I'm using vegetable oil here. Now the next we are using here is unrefined cane sugar. Now, if I can tell you a little bit on the sugar part, as in when we say brown sugar is healthy and cane sugar is healthier, then white sugar is not healthy, jaggery. So finally, the source of all these sugars, anyone would like to share what is the source of all these sugar? Where does this come from? What is the source?
Cane.
Anyone? Sorry?
Cane.
Yes,
Cane.
sugarcane.
Okay.
Yeah. Sugarcane is the source of all these sugars. It's just that once they start the refining process, as more and more refining happens, at different stages we get different sugars. So they start with molasses, probably you can say, then the jaggery comes in, then comes in the unrefined cane sugar, then comes in the refined sugar in the white crystallized form. So I would honestly not say that unrefined cane sugar is healthy and jaggery is healthy and white sugar is not healthy, because finally these are all sugars. It's just jaggery might have a little bit more nutrients and sugar will be purely calories. But when you talk about nutrients, you have to take in a bigger quantity of jaggery to get those nutrients in your body. And if you've taken a lot of that sugar, the jaggery, so anyways, the calorie content goes higher. So finally, I would suggest just it's better than white sugar, but please use it in moderation. Okay, so here today I'm using unrefined cane sugar. Now I am not using jaggery in this recipe because jaggery will have a like dark color, and when you bake it, it will again lose out liquids because it's not in the crystallized form, and it will also change the color of our cake. So unrefined cane sugar won't really change the color of your cake, and it will give a better sponge to our cakes. So I'm using unrefined cane sugar here. Okay. Now I think the last ingredient here, I don't know, it's the light. I'm using yogurt. Yogurt, again, it will give a nice sponge to your cake when it reacts with the baking powder and the baking soda, the two main raising agents of our cake. Okay, everyone is ready with their ingredients? We'll start. Okay, let's start. So first,
ma'am. Hello,
yeah,
ma'am.
tell me.
I told no, I'll be using only
Whole wheat.
Yeah, whole wheat.
Yeah, so that's okay. You can use whole wheat. Only when we are adding the liquid, you might have to add a little more liquid because whole wheat creates more gluten and it absorbs more moisture. So
Okay.
you can use the same quantity. It's just in the end, you might have to add a little more yogurt than how much we are going to add. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. So just take one bowl. We are going to mix first the dry ingredients. Okay. Now in
Do we
this,
sieve it? Sorry, Sunayana?
no, Ekta, I
Okay.
don't sieve my flours because, then we might lose a lot of those hay and all, which is nutritious. So
Okay,
I
got
don't
it.
sieve my flours.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah. So 1 cup of sorghum flour. Now I'm going to add the spices here. I'm first taking nutmeg powder. Sorry, yeah, nutmeg. So just 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg powder. Just 1/4, just a pinch. It's just going to add flavors to the carrot cake. Not more than 1/4. Next comes the cinnamon powder. Anyone has any questions, you can always ask. And if I'm going too fast, please tell me. And if I'm going wrong also, please do tell me, because I'm here to learn. There's nothing, I'm no expert. I would love to know if anything is there which can improve this cake. Ekta, please support me. Okay. Now we have added cinnamon powder. We have added nutmeg powder. The third thing I'm going to add is dry ginger powder. Salt we call in Hindi. I'm adding 1/4 teaspoon of dry ginger powder. Okay. And just a pinch of salt. Now we add generally a pinch of salt to all our cakes because it balances out the flavors. This cake makes the sweetness and the sourness and everything balance out. Okay, we have 4 ingredients here. The next goes in the baking soda. We add 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. Now when you're measuring, please make sure that it is just a level teaspoon, not more, not less, just 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. After the baking soda comes the baking powder. I'll take 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Again. So 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Now, there's a science behind baking powder and baking soda as well, but probably that will be too much of depth, and you all, since have been baking, you already know it. So I'll just skip that part. All of you with me? You have added all the dry ingredients to the bowl? Yes? Okay, great.
Yes.
Now we take a balloon whisk and we just whisk this whole thing nicely so that we can incorporate as much air in our batter. We will not whisk it once we add the wet ingredients, because then it will make the cake dense or just fall off. Right now, just the dry ingredients, I'm going to whisk it with the balloon nicely for at least almost a minute, so that everything, first thing, gets mixed well and we incorporate a good amount of air in our batter. So just whisk it nicely. Okay. Once you're done, we need a, sorry, I forgot to mention there, you all have the baking tins with you. We'll need a 500-gram baking tin. It is like this. I've taken a round shape baking tin. You can take any shape. It's just we need a 500-gram baking tin.
So the 6-inch one, no, Sunayana?
Yeah.
Or is it smaller?
Around, yeah, 7, 8 inches.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That will be too
And
big. No?
now you need to grease and dust your tin, or you can line it with a parchment paper.
Sunayana, can you check Pratibha's? Sorry, it looks too big, no?
Okay.
That's 8-inch or 9-inch, I think. Pratibha, how much is that?
This is 8-inch.
Then maybe double the
This,
recipe, or then maybe a loaf tin or something they can use.
we will need a smaller one because then the cake will go flat.
Do you have a smaller one, Pratibha?
Mine is. Can I use that bread tin?
this is
Purna
it.
ji, yours is.
This is it. Yeah,
Thank
this is
you.
fine.
Excuse
Mine
me,
is
ma'am.
8 inch.
Yeah.
Which batch is this?
Ekta, can you please take a look because I'm not able to make it out from the window.
Yeah, sure. Pratibha's looks 8 inch, so big only. Even Bimal's looks big. Do you have anything smaller in square, also in Pyrex bowl also
Any
it will
shape
do, I
is
think.
okay. Yeah, any shape, even a loaf shape is fine.
Yeah,
Can I
maybe
use
loaf is fine. Shilpa, yeah, loaf is
Yeah,
good.
Shilpa, this is
Sheetal,
okay. Yeah.
Okay.
yeah,
Mine is
Sheetal,
8
fine.
inch.
One request here is that everybody can get a 6 and 7 inch tray and keep it because many of our baking is
Yeah.
only that size.
Right.
So please
Meera ji, that
keep
looks big.
that.
Sunayana, just check. Meera's looks quite big. Meera's is big.
Place the paper in this.
Meera,
Otherwise, you
Jamila,
double the recipe if you have to make that size.
yes. Yeah,
Mm.
Sheetal, that's fine.
My chip
Pratibha, it is big, Pratibha. You have a loaf tin, Pratibha, long one.
Fine.
Meera, that's fine. Yeah.
chip inch.
This is 6 inch. No, it looks
Yes.
bigger. Looks big to
See,
me. Is it 6
if it-
inch? Okay. If it is, then that's fine,
Yeah,
Pratibha.
because
Yes,
you know, at
yes. This
times
is
on
good.
screen the things look bigger. They get zoomed
Yeah,
out.
this looks
so-
good, Pratibha. This looks fine. Okay. Perfect.
This one.
Let's put it in
Yes,
this
Bimal,
basket.
perfect. Yes.
Okay.
Sunayana, you can tell them they're asking how to prepare the pan, so you can tell according to you.
Yeah. So first you just need to put. I'll just show it to you. I'm showing it in this bowl, but this is how you grease or flour it, grease and dust it. Just take a little oil probably in your fingers because that's the best way to do it. You know, just take it in your fingers and move it around the pan like this. 1 minute, I'll just pin myself. Okay, I am already, sorry.
They can pin you, no problem.
Okay, thank you.
You can pin her and see if you want to see full screen, okay?
Yeah. So you just grease oil all around the pan. This is only for show. That's my baking tin. I've already kept it ready. Since I'm just trying to show you how to do it. And then you can take any flour. You can use sorghum flour or wheat flour also for dusting the tin. That is okay. So and post that you just take a pinch of the flour and just move it around like this so that it gets dusted all over. Now, once you sprinkle the flour, your finger will not touch the pan because then it might disturb the dusting. So then you have to just tap it around and move around your pan like this so that the flour gets coated all over the entire pan. And after the coating of the flour, your pan should look like this. See, it's all coated. And the sides also need to be coated like this so that the cake doesn't stick to the sides too. This is how it needs to be coated. Okay. And sorry, I forgot one ingredient to be added to our dry mix, the milk powder. Okay. So just take a cup of milk powder and add it to your dry ingredients.
So we need to add the milk powder also, and then everything 1 minute we need to stir, right?
The dry mix, we'll keep this aside once we add in the milk
Yeah.
powder also, and then we'll make the wet ingredient in a separate bowl. And one more thing. So for, yeah, mix this milk powder in your bowl.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
excuse me.
Yeah.
Has the sugar been added?
No, no sugar in this.
Okay.
Milk powder.
Yeah, milk powder I've added. I forgot to add in earlier. Once this
Okay,
is
okay.
ready, next thing you need to do
How
is
much? How
1
much?
cup. 1 cup. 1 cup. This we have the measurement cup. 1 cup of milk powder. Okay. And have you all added the milk powder?
Yes.
Okay. After adding 1 cup of milk powder, we are going to add 1/2 cup of cashews to this dry mix. Now I'll tell you why I'm adding these cashews now. There's a reason behind it. Just take 1/2 cup of cashews first. Okay, I'm taking 1/2 cup of cashews and I'm adding it to this flour mix, the dry mix. So the reason why we add the cashews now here, because if we add it to the wet batter, the liquid batter, the cashew might just go and settle down in the bottom. But if we add it to our dry mix, it will be coated with flour and they will not settle in the bottom. And so with every piece or every bite you take of the cake, you might have cashews in it. It will just not be in the bottom, it will be evenly mixed in the cake. And you'll have a cashew bite in every cake. Okay. So here we are. I've added the cashews also. So in our dry ingredients, I'll just repeat what all I've added. I've added 1 cup of sorghum flour, 1 cup of milk powder, then our spices, which is cinnamon powder, nutmeg powder, dry ginger powder. Then I added the baking powder, baking soda, and a pinch of salt. Okay, and then in the end, I have added half cup of cashews. So this is our dry mix, which is ready. Okay, now you keep this aside. So we have our baking tin ready, we have our dry mix ready. Keep these two things aside, and then we'll move on to our wet ingredients. Okay, take a separate bowl for wet ingredients. Now we mix the wet ingredients separately so that we can whisk it nicely. We get our sugar mixes nicely with our oil, and this is separate. And then we mix it to our dry ingredients. Okay, now in that you take half cup of vegetable oil. So now here there are two things. You can, if you want to be, a little low on fat, you can reduce the quantity of oil a bit. But this half cup of oil is like a professional cake when you're making. But if you want to go healthy, you can reduce it a bit. You can do a 1/3 cup also. But I have given half cup because that's the traditional way to do it. Okay. So you add half cup of vegetable oil to a bowl. It is not visible right now, but I've added the oil. Now
I can see.
Yeah. Okay. So we are using vegetable oil here, not olive oil, because vegetable oil has no flavors, neither the coconut oil. It's only vegetable oil we suggest in cakes because it will not mix in with the flavor of the cake that we are baking. It will not overpower our carrot flavor, or probably the cinnamon powder and nutmeg and all those spices. Because olive oil will have a strong flavor, coconut oil again will have a strong flavor. So we just take a neutral vegetable oil which will not have any flavor of its own, and it will just help enhance the moisture and moist part of the cake. It will just make the cake more moist. Okay, and then we move on to the yogurt. So I've added half cup of oil, and now I have written half cup of yogurt, but we will not add the entire half cup at one go. I'll just take 1/4 cup of yogurt, and later on in the batter, if we need, we'll add a spoon more or a 2 spoon more. I just take a little extra because in case we need it later, we have it in hand. Okay, just add 1/4 cup of yogurt. Measure it and take it. Okay, now here goes our 1/4 cup of yogurt.
Okay.
Then goes our half cup of unrefined cane sugar. Okay, see now this cane sugar will look, it's unrefined, that's why it's brown in color. Now brown sugar and unrefined cane sugar are different. Okay, this is unrefined cane sugar which has smaller crystals. Okay. Now we are adding half cup of unrefined cane sugar. Next,
I can use the white
Yeah.
sugar.
yes, you can use white sugar. Just add half. If the crystals are very big, a spoon less than half cup. If it is small, so just add a spoon less than half cup, because white sugar will be more sweet.
Okay.
Excuse me, ma'am.
ma'am.
We don't have powder, no?
Yeah.
How much is vanilla?
I'm going to say. So now
We don't have to powder the sugar, no?
sorry.
We don't have to powder it, no?
No, it's not needed. No,
Okay.
if the crystals are too big, then you might have to crush it. But if it is as small as this, which I showed, we don't have to powder it. Okay, and now comes the vanilla essence. So vanilla essence, the quantity honestly depends on the type of essence or the extract that you're using. Now here, what I'm using is this Osoro French vanilla essence. Now it is very strong. So I'll just add 2 to 3 drops. But ideally what you can do is 1/4 teaspoon. Okay. If so Ekta, can you help me here in terms of vanilla essence, as in what everyone is using? How do you
Mostly they're using the normal ones that we get in the
normal
stores and
ones?
supermarket.
Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah, 1/4 teaspoon is enough. So we don't want a very strong vanilla flavor here, but we are just adding a hint of vanilla so that it blends all these spices and carrot ka flavor together. We don't want a strong vanilla because it's not a vanilla cake. So just add 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla essence. I'm adding as per my this thing what I have.
Sunayana, shall we switch on the ovens yet? Preheat them?
Yes, now we can, because I initially don't do it because it takes time to explain and we go slow.
Yeah,
Now
right.
you can preheat your ovens to 170 degrees Celsius. Okay. And then we'll start mixing our wet ingredients. So please preheat your ovens to 170 degrees Celsius, and then I'll tell you the next step.
Madam, for 10 minutes?
Yeah, 10 minutes. I'll switch on my oven too. I'll just come. Everyone is back?
Yes.
Okay. Now we have all our wet ingredients here. I'll just do a recap. I added vegetable oil, then cane sugar, yogurt, vanilla essence, and I think, yes, that's about it. Now we need to whisk it. Whisk it nicely so that all the sugar and everything gets dissolved. Our yogurt is beaten. We have a nice smooth mixture.
We can do it in beater, madam.
Yes, you can. We don't use the beater once we mix the drying. Right now, just the wet ingredients, you can use the beater. Although we don't really need to beat it a lot. Just with a whisk also is okay. But still, if you want, yeah, you can use the beater. Okay, you can add 1 more spoon of yogurt to this mixture, because I feel when I look at our dry mix, I think this will be a little less. So just add 1 more spoon of yogurt to it. And whoever is baking with the whole wheat flour, you need to add full half cup, because whole wheat flour will need more moisture. You don't have to do a 1.
Sunayana,
Yeah.
1 minute, Sunayana. Can you just show the consistency with the spoon? Because, you know, yogurt in Middle East is quite thick. So we'll get an idea how much we